All right, everyone. We are back with the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Jolt, chief host of the show, and joining me is none other than my co-host, Avira.
Awoo! Hi guys, I hope you're having a fantastic day.
As ever, next on the show, we have Noble. You know, I think we might have to get yourself some sort of like an electric zapping stick just so you can wake up.
That, or we got two zombies in the chat this week.
Well, speaking of zombies, next on the show we have the always outstanding zombie Styfior.
And hello once again. An extra dead this week.
Now, if we had a dead stream, we'd just like
extra
we all
dead.
like with
At least
the
I'm a
extra dead
classy
edition.
dead.
I hear you. And last on the show we have Mighty Red Wolf.
Oh, hey guys, and by the way, I'm the one who comes up with the name of the episode, so welcome to UwU Lego.
Notices your block.
Jesus Christ, dude. I don't know. As with every third thing, you'd be like, commence the OWO and UwU spam. Nah, not kidding. We're not going to do that.
Well,
Ban
hello,
everyone.
Red. Super awesome to have you on. Fantastic.
Indeed, you made a fantastic first showing last week when I wasn't around. So, fantastic job.
Thanks.
Pleasure to have you on, as ever. So, let's get started. Let's dig in. The first item we have is this. A new survey shows Japanese audiences want Hollywood to stay away from anime.
Well,
That
mean,
sounds
just
reasonable, doesn't it?
Sounds
Like,
reasonable.
Like,
but
let's
I
look at
think-
the track record for Hollywood adaptations of anime, huh? Dragon Ball Evolution.
I mean, as it shows, it's just the pictures there. I mean, that's just to me in general. No, anime should be left as anime. It should not be made live action.
So Dragon Ball Evolution is an excellent example about when Americans working on an anime turn around and say, look, we know what we're doing. Just let us do our thing, to the actual creator.
Yes.
And then, as it's shown in the picture there, Death Note. This one I actually watched, and oh my god, it is awful. It is really bad.
So another X mark, red X mark for the Hollywoods, eh?
Yep.
All right. So let's start with this. So results of a recent survey conducted among Japanese audiences have revealed that a significant number of respondents want Hollywood to stop adapting anime and manga for the silver screen. And as Divey said, Netflix, we're looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hands off over our weeb
I
shit.
kind of wonder if like Japan or like the executives involved in that studio looked at how Hollywood kind of revamped or like rebooted previous movies like Lion King or stuff like that.
Right.
And then they were like, no, that does not sound like a good idea because it's going to look like crap.
I mean, it's kind of like what I brought up, about last week. Is some of this stuff, some of these cartoons that they're turning into live action movies have actually, basically, kind of failed in a way.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah.
not all.
Like-
It all depends.
I was going to say, yeah, not all of them, because it shows the picture there from Ghost in the Shell. I didn't
Right.
think that was that bad.
And not to mention the last two adaptations that were so big, really popular were Pokemon Detective Pikachu and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
Sonic only worked because they actually listened and changed the design.
But with
They did
Pokemon,
that. Yeah.
the Pokemon company has a significant control over the actual franchise itself.
Yeah.
Everything from the anime. So it's not a surprise that it was as successful as it was, since you didn't have a bunch of people with a stick up their ass saying, we know what we're doing. Har, har, har.
Mm.
Right. So,
Yeah, true.
let's continue. So the survey was conducted by Japanese video streaming guide One Screen. The survey asked 1,000 men and women in their teens to 60s nationwide a simple question: what anime slash manga would you like to see live action in Hollywood in the future? In response, nearly half of those surveyed, 456, answered none.
Yeah.
There you go.
Whoa. Oh, none?
Yeah, like,
Damn.
well, yeah. Let's keep reading. According to a machine translation of the survey's coverage by Japanese pop culture outlet Kaiyo, respondents who answered none did so for a number of reasons, including that the belief that quote unquote animation should be as it is, a view that a typical Hollywood adaptation would quote unquote destroy the worldview of a given series, and quote unquote because the dream is likely to break if it is made into a live action film.
Exactly. That's what I've always been saying. Leave anime as it is. Stop trying to make everything into live action. Let us enjoy what we have. Stop ruining it.
Who remembers Super Mario Brothers, the movie?
Oh.
Oh, yes, I
Oh
do.
my God.
Absolutely. Man,
I've
that
never
was
even
some.
watched it, but
That
even
was
I'm
some
cringing.
I
stuff.
read how much of a cluster that was. Oh my
Hmm.
goodness.
So, an example with Pokemon about how they did it right. They based it off offshoot video game, and they made it their own thing. That's how they were successful.
Yeah.
If you want to do a live adaptation of a show, do your own thing. Don't do a carbon copy of what the show's already about.
Well,
Also,
can you imagine if Pokemon tried to do a live action version of the main series of Pokemon? So that, oh, I've got a live action Ash and everything. That would have done awful.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate.
that's the major trouble. Is the other thing is that they don't pay attention to the creators. It's the reason why Pokemon was so successful, because the creators had, well, or at least people who had control of the show, turned around and said, "Look, you can do this. No, you can't do that." And
I think
a lot of the time, that's what producers of movies that or live action they don't do. They don't pay attention to the actual creator and give them the finger.
That was also one of the things. Like on a side note, like that was one of the things that Sonic the Hedgehog live action succeeded with. They not so much the creator himself. Like the creator himself applauded the fans for making some noise about Sonic design, the initial iteration,
Mm.
and yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely a big thing.
I think that's why I enjoyed that movie a lot more. Is because
Yeah.
they actually changed it. If they chose to completely ignore everyone and released it like that, then I
Right.
don't think it could have even sat through it.
I mean, the other thing that I've also seen both, be successful and also fail is when they also turn like video games into movies, live action movies. I've seen some hits and I've seen some fails.
How does he
Cool,
feel on
bruh.
Resident Evil?
See, I like the movies, but they would have made better as standalone movies rather than saying, "Oh, this is Resident Evil," but it's nothing to do with the game because Alice isn't even an actual character.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing that they said as well, Hollywood adaptation would destroy the worldview of a given series.
It does.
Right. Like,
You just-
let's take some,
yeah.
like how did they, when you do a transport some stuff from hand drawn animation to live action, you've got, there are some artistic elements that you can't quite carry over. Yeah.
Yeah, plus how bad people are with CGI. Like, I mean, look at the. I know this isn't one that was done by Hollywood, so it's a bad example for this article. But Attack on Titan, that, even though it was a Japanese live action made, it was still just. I just can't see that. I can't watch it. Just leave it as an anime, please.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's what the intention was for it.
Mm.
Like, it was supposed to be an anime. Like, it was based on Japanese animation. Right?
Yeah. Because I know they're
Yeah.
based off, but the CGI for all the Titans just looked so awful. and it's just the way that they couldn't represent it as good as it comes across in an anime. But it seemed like they wanted to shoehorn in on the big Attack on Titan craze, and I see that they mentioned it in this next bit as we go along.
Okay, one second. All right, we got a couple of live comments though. Quartz Residence, may I call in? I'd really like to weigh in on this. Sure. Let me just drop you a line, and I'll yeah. And on that same note, though, you've got another interesting live comment from you. The American version of Akira is just the movie Chronicle, which is a visually stunning disaster.
Which one's Akira again?
There was the movie with a motorcycle, was it?
Oh, you can. Okay.
I don't remember it.
My sister.
I recognize the name, but I've completely forgotten about it. I guess that's how bad it was. None of us can remember.
Nah, Akira is a fantastic old school anime. Don't get me wrong.
Oh wait, yeah, I think I remember that. Here, that's where I know the name, the actual anime of it. Yeah. Oh god, I don't know why they just really like to ruin things. It's like, oh, let's make it live action. It'll be so brilliant. Fans will love it. We'll make money. It's like, no,
Yeah,
we don't.
that
Stop.
as we
You
said,
kidding me?
it's the recent craze of this.
Mm.
But you know something? Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna continue the article, and of course, to no surprise, there are still a series of people, Japanese, who still support, the Hollywoodifying. Okay, that's now a legit word of
Oh,
anime.
geez.
And yeah, it said some supporters have said, these series appear to have ranked out, like the most popular ones, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, and Jujutsu Kaisen. These supporters want to bring them to life with Hollywood effects
I mean,
and Hollywood
granted,
production values.
at least it says that they did 1,000 people, and only 48 said Attack on Titan. That just shows how bad it was when they actually did the Japanese
Alright.
live-action version.
Hello,
Hi.
thanks for calling in.
Okay, just
Mark?
want to make sure my camera's not on, because, yeah, bleh.
Hello? Hi.
Hello.
Hi, okay, wait, so you guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, first of all, Chronicle was a movie that was like, three kids get psychic powers. The main character is played by Dane DeHaan. And it was basically American Canadian adaptation of Akira, as far as I can tell. I don't think that was actually what was
Oh, is that
intended.
what Chronicle was?
Yeah, it's the one where they like learn to
Yeah.
fly and like the main character's fucking psycho.
Yeah, it was the. It was
Wait,
the,
am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, dude, this
Okay,
is my
cool.
baby, man. Like,
Was it that,
Alright,
that
cool.
one that had the actor from the Sony Spider-Man ones? Not the Tobey Maguire ones, the other ones. The Amazing Spider-Man ones that were crap. You played Harry Osborn.
I think so. I know he also played in a movie where it was like Metallica or something. But anyway, but yeah, Chronicle. Visually very, very stunning. Story-wise, it was even the director at the end said this movie is supposed to be about what happens if angsty teenagers get superpowers, and it just fell through with every convention of
a common Japanese trope.
no, not the Japanese trope so much. It was that it was poorly designed, and it tried to take what Akira had, which was like plot-wise that I guess people in power are eventually going to be overthrown by crazy people.
See, I never even linked those two together.
I saw Akira for the first time when I was in high school, and then very shortly after that, I think Chronicle was released, and my friends were all like, "You have to see this movie," and I thought it was a really cool concept that was executed absolutely abysmally.
Yeah, it had potential, but it just right.
So,
The tragedy aspect of it is what made it into something that was like bad in execution. Anyway,
I guess what I wanted to say about this is, as a general kind of, to keep the discussion going, like, where do you, where do we see this whole, like the whole live action, Hollywood touching live action thing? So just to give you a bit of context as well, like to continue the discussion, we're gonna have a look at the most popular surveyed anime, which the Japanese say should be live action. Let's read the results. First place, none, 456 votes, out of a sample size of 1,000. Second place, Demon Slayer, 60 votes. Third place, Attack on Titan. Fourth place, Jujutsu Kaisen. Fifth place, Naruto.
I mean, I guess Naruto probably could be just because it's similar to like doing a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It's nothing like spectacularly massive like Attack on Titan would be.
Yeah, like the results definitely are quite interesting. Like there's always you've got fans of a lot of everything that want this stuff to be ported over.
Yeah.
What do you guys make of this?
I just think, to be honest, I actually reckon because they've already done the live action Attack on Titan, so it seems like they really wanted to do live action versions of them. But I think the pulling away now is because they've seen how badly perceived all of Disney's live actions are. People are hating them, so they're like, oh no, we don't want our anime to be associated with that.
I kind of think it's technical limitations. There was have you guys heard of the anime Inuyashiki?
No.
Don't
No.
It's
recognize
the basic plot is that there's this disillusioned kid, teenager, and an old man, and both of them end up becoming like alien robot hybrids or something like that because reasons. And in atypical fashion, the shonen character is not the protagonist, but instead is the one who wants to destroy everything, and the old man is the one who's trying to like keep the world at peace and stuff. They made a movie out of that recently that was CG based, and it skirts the line between the CG looks kitschy and not well done, and it's difficult to suspend your belief, which is I think the problem that happened with Attack
That's
on
one
Titan.
thing you said, suspension of disbelief, and it's difficult to reproduce with CG.
Yeah, and with like Pokemon and Sonic, they the computers they used for that were, I think, really really high end. Because Sonic is a little more permissible because of how he's designed, and like he's just going to look cartoony no matter what. With the Pokemon one, they had to try and make it as though, yeah, it looks normal. Like you'll see a licky tongue on the train, and it'll just like blah, and you're just like, come on, man. Like there's that, but with the issue of changing anime and video games into movies, Monster Hunter for a recent one, there's a whole ton of things that went behind that, why fans aren't happy with it. And I'm not a Monster Hunter player, I just got Rise, but the people are upset that Mila Djokovic was the main character because
I found that hilarious. I was
because
like, oh
her
my God,
husband yeah.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
with something that's more simple, like something that's more acceptable, where I'm a fan of Kamen Rider, and Kamen Rider X-Aid had a video game theme to it, and basically they used a sort of weird looking NES cartridges to transform. And suspension of disbelief is easy both for the 6-year-old intended target audience and much older audiences. Like there's a Japanese wrestling guy who's a fan of Kamen Rider, and for them it's much easier because because the CG isn't intended to be super high quality. You look at it as though it's like a stage play, where they don't have special effects at all. And trying to get to like Marvel's Avengers Endgame level of CG with something that's a video game is difficult because everyone who's played the game has their own intended experience, or not intended, their own experience. It's kind of why when I saw the first Harry Potter movie after listening to the audiobooks version, I came out of the theater pissed off because I was like, none of the characters looked the way that I wanted them to. They skipped a whole bunch of scenes. And to me, the ideal way to experience it, Harry Potter as a whole, is the Jim Dale audiobook version. But and that same problem comes into anime and video games being translated into live action. They did a Rurouni Kenshin one, and everybody hated it. Same
Well,
thing
it's
goes for
like-
case closed.
Well, the thing is, I'm actually live chatting with another with another person right now. But the thing is, one of the things I actually brought up to them, going on the video game to movie, is the old fandom that I actually used to be in. It was called Angry Birds. When they came out with that first movie, a lot of people were like, "What the heck was going on here?" And then when they like completely came out with that second Angry Bird movie, that's when the whole fandom just literally just blasted apart.
So, actually, to not hijack the conversation, if someone else wants to weigh in, they can. I have a couple thoughts on that, but feel free to go ahead.
I think that just as an entirety of it though, like the Japanese simply view, translating this with Hollywood's, all the whole shebang, the production values just differently to what we would, if one of our favorite series has got turned into the big screen.
Yeah, and they're definitely not about that whole woke nonsense.
Well,
No,
yeah,
no,
that's what I'm
I mean,
really
say what you will
they're
about the current.
totally against that shit.
Yeah,
Japan
yeah.
ain't
I mean,
about
say
that
what you will
Western-
about it though, but even then, like even during the days of Dragon Ball Evolution, they didn't have that thought. But at the same time, yeah,
Was it you guys who discussed Dragon Ball Evolution and how, like, the
Yeah.
directors revealed that it was actually everything about it was bad, including like everyone knows it's a bad movie.
I think we might have. Jolt, was that like 4 weeks ago?
right.
Did we do that? I think
I'm-
so.
Because the people who made the movie said like it was a totally different movie, and then they had to
Yeah.
scrap and reshoot like a month before or something.
Yeah. Yep.
So like,
So,
yeah.
yeah, got a couple of live comments for you. Since you're in here on the guest call, Quartz, is there anything anime related that you don't know?
Very much
That's
so.
a good question.
I'm
Wow.
very
Just keep this
very
a little
niche.
short. We got just yeah.
So yeah,
You-
no, I'm not an expert. I just kind of sound eccentric. That's all.
Or you sound like you're into really obscure stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple other things. Comments, Crypto Creature. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Why don't we have more people? Yeah, people. I think there comes a limit, like for streamer, like 6 is pretty much the magic number. I'm willing to have at most. So, yeah.
Yeah, because then it gets a bit too many people talking over each other.
Yeah, and I
True,
can be a
true.
motor mouth, so I'm doing my best to keep that down.
Yeah. So I think let's say just to kind of wrap up the topic though. Yeah, I think it's very indicative though that the Japanese have really made up their mind on that, and really though I'd say I just want to Hollywood. I just want it's time to stop. Okay.
Yep. Agreed.
Let anime keep its traditional animation style and charm, and 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 transport the viewer to the world that they're trying that they're taking us to.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just like to say one last thing, real quick. When it becomes impossible to differentiate, or when it becomes, when the movie and the game look completely different from each other, name the Resident Evil movie something else, because they're clearly inspired by it, but they're too different. Same thing goes for Monster Hunter or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
make your own IP. Don't.
Yeah,
Tell
good-
that to the
good
marketing
point.
team. Basically, tell that to the marketing team. But that's also a memory. So, in the interest of things, Quartz, I'd like to ask you, would you like to, to stay on, stay on the show for the rest, for the next about 35 minutes, or is that, kind of what you wanted to weigh in on?
It is what I wanted to weigh in on, and I might be silent for the rest of it, but I'm cool with staying on for a little bit. I'll let you know. I think there's a private message chat or something. If I have to leave, I'll let you know.
Yeah. So the next item of our discussion that we're going to bring up, as Hedgehog was about to say, and our title of the show too is the Lego discussion, which is just really propped up. So, indeed,
This is a
UwU.
very important issue, by the way. A lot of us grew up with Lego. Very
Oh my
important.
god! You know what? I've always been so creative with Legos ever since I was
Like,
I-
here's the
Oh,
thing.
me too. Don't even get me started, man.
I mean, here's the thing.
know.
everyone
every-
loves the original Legos.
You're damn right.
every little boy, would have had a Lego set, given by his parent, at that age, right?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
Massive
Lego is
box
amazing.
full.
I never should have gotten rid of mine.
I actually still have some. Although the only thing that nobody likes is when you accidentally step on them.
Right.
I never found it to
That's
hurt
the
that much.
worst.
I've never found it to hurt that much though.
Yeah, like,
Favorite pieces are
I
the
mean,
crystals and the
it's
zip
not
line.
super. Oh, it's not
right,
super
because
dissimilar to like.
you make
I
the
mean, that's-
Legos as elaborate or as wide as you possibly can dream of. Like, there's no limit.
I mean,
Right.
I don't know if you've seen the plugs that we have here in England. They're
Right.
a lot worse to stand on than Lego. Trust
So,
me.
so I'd like to show you a Vera, what your Lego creation.
Oh
Something that
yes.
So
Please
here we
do.
are. Look
So,
what we're
this
looking at
is
here. Yeah, go ahead.
The
Tell us.
Favorian Imperial Empire. This has 75 Lego creations, and this is the Fire Nation, basically.
Okay, now.
It's
But
like,
yeah.
damn, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
It's pretty cool, right? Like, dude, I like whenever I have Legos, I fucking like make like artwork and stuff.
How many sets did you have to purchase to build this all together?
About 12, maybe 15. But this is one of 4. Like, I have 4 different countries. There's like one that's like a
Jesus.
blue one. There's one that's a green. This is the red one, which is the largest. But damn, I even have like a whole freaking orc castle made out of Legos. It's pretty bonkers.
Oh, it is.
But yeah, I love my Legos.
Lego
And now,
my Ego.
and now, what is Lego doing?
All right,
What are
we'll
they
get to
doing
that
right
in one
now?
second. First off, a live comment.
Please do.
Dutch
Please
dog.
get to that nonsense.
Well, here we are. Like, finally got the Lego thing up. Never had Lego. As 10-year-old, we thought Legos was for babies. Really?
You never had
Everyone
missing
had
out.
Legos. Oh my
No, I'm
god,
so
everyone was
sorry.
into it.
Oh,
Like, you
poor
might-
thing.
There were duplex and mega blocks, I think it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mega
that
Bloks.
was
Many.
the bigger ones basically.
But damn, y'all never had Legos as a kid. Oh damn.
Oh,
That's-
no.
Not even
That was-
playing around with them, in the daycare or at school.
Yeah, what the fuck,
If you
I
missed
mean,
out
you
on
could-
Bionicle and Throwbots, that's just sad.
Oh, fucking
bro?
I mean, yeah,
Oh
I
my
had,
God.
I had my own set of, builder toys as well when I was a kid. And,
Hell yeah.
I mean, granted,
it's-
as a kid, I was much more into collecting Pokemon cards than I was Lego. Like,
I mean,
Let me
okay.
clarify. Missing out on Bionicle
For-
and Throwbots is sad, but also understandable because expensive.
I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, like, I really did collect a bunch of Pokemon cards. Like, that was my thing back in the day. But yeah, I
Oh,
also
yeah.
had, like, Bionicle and Lego and all that shit.
You should have seen all the Legos I ended up with. I still even have some vintage ones.
Do you have, like, the Star Wars?
I think so. I would have to go look.
There's, like, the old school fucking Star Wars Lego sets with, like, Darth Maul and all that shit.
I
Dude,
have to look through everything.
you know what? While we're still here, I had the fortune of seeing up front, a life-size Lego Honda Civic.
whoa!
No way!
At a
What?
convention-
What?
Yeah, at
Oh my
so
god!
cool.
at a
Did it
at a
work?
comic
Did
convention.
it work?
Well,
All right.
We're gonna get
Was
to
it
the whole
actually-
thing in a sec, but
Was it actually drivable or no?
I don't think
I'll show
so.
you a
I
picture.
don't think it would have been drivable.
Oh,
Oh
my
my
goodness!
God!
Joel, you are amazing. Yo,
Whoa.
look at that! That's a whole freaking Lego
Amazing.
car. What?
It's such an impressive replica, isn't it?
You're a
Engineers.
badass.
You gotta love engineers.
Oh my
Although,
goodness, that's
It
so
would be
cool.
funny if that was hollow and someone fell onto it.
Like, yeah, I don't know what they put on the inside, but you can just straight up imagine it took hundreds of thousands of blocks
Oh yeah, it would
to
have.
build that thing.
There you go, Vera.
You
Step
think
your
maybe
game
they
up.
should have used? You think they maybe should have used the clear ones for the windows?
I don't know. I mean,
They've probably done that.
You
to
know,
hide-
like,
For those
I
of
think-
you who are listening to our podcast on a different channel, this is a picture of our purple squirrel Jolt in front of an entire scale model Lego car, and he looks absolutely fantastic. Holy bonkers.
Thank you so much. And it was just, when I saw it, you just had to right in front of and share.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just absolutely crazy what you could actually do with Legos. Like that was actually kind of the point of it. Is the creativity was endless.
hmm
Yeah, unfortunately, Lego is a large corporation who decided to go woke.
Yes.
And you saw
And we
what
are
they
going to
just
get
done did.
started to this.
in
It's
Behold.
very unfortunate, very sad.
I hope that
Let's
before
see
this
what they
occurrence, that people have been able to experience the Lego soccer sets because those were amazing.
Oh boy. So let's see what they said. Virtue
Here we go.
signaling Lego unveils LGBTQ set, angers fans by marking it at 18 plus. I wonder why Lego
Right,
would
so-
have to mark this up as 18 plus with their little rainbow flag.
Right.
Like, what's the point of that? Like, are they really trying to actually leave out kids now? I mean, what have they been doing to our childhood?
They should not be shoving the offended alphabet stuff on kids. Leave
Right.
kids to be kids.
Let's take a look at their
Let them
official
go
tweet.
first.
Yeah,
From
let's
Lego's
see.
official Twitter. We're super excited to reveal our new set, Lego. Everyone is awesome because we celebrate every Lego builder. And all you get are basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Lego characters in 11 colors of God knows what kind of flag we're looking at. Some sort of new toothpaste flag.
It,
I mean,
it
I
looks
remember
like
back-
the hashtag LGBTQIXWXYZ, whatever the crap, fucking alphabet people.
Hashtag offended
You
But
know-
alphabet.
then there's also like the black and brown, and then there's like the trans flag on the other side.
I mean,
You
I
know what I
remember
expect
too
out of
back then they didn't have like pink Legos, purple Legos, cyan Legos.
You know what
No,
I
but-
expect out of Lego? Creativity. A car or like a house or something creative. This is them literally taking a dump on stage and saying, "Here is our artwork," and walking off.
Yeah, exactly.
If there's
We
one
did-
thing in the world that does not need this, it is Lego. Because come on, it's a block. You put it together and you show your own creativity. You do
And
not need
and here's the other thing
this.
too is like I said way back then we did not have all these other fancy colors, did we?
No.
I mean, we did. We had multiple colors that, like, what I gotta say about this is, do you really need a set that is LGBT? Because I don't know if you've noticed Lego, but anyone who is LGBT and who likes Lego has already made stuff that's better than this set. So,
So yeah, what's the
Like,
point of this then?
huh?
They're just trying to shove it into our faces.
Yeah. They're trying to jump on that woke train to make that woke money.
Lego
Yeah.
is
You know
what-
what? I'm gonna put this out there. I do not appreciate Lego doing this to us. They're ruining our damn childhoods.
So Lego understands that whoever made this decision, you need to terminate their position immediately and
Get rid of
disassemble
them. Fire them.
well,
They're just pandering to some fringe, cringe,
Right.
alt lefty
I mean, here's
bullshit
the thing.
nonsense.
Here's the thing. I think we're also very, very close to the annual Pride Month in June.
Where's that one is?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we are, but what does Lego have to do with that?
Right.
Yeah,
There
here's
is
the
only
what's the
one
point
good
of
thing
it?
about
if they were going to market it correctly, what does Lego have to do with Pride Month? Well, the fact that you can use any and all existing Lego blocks to build something for Pride Month. You don't need this specific set that costs 70 USD. Like,
You know what I
that's
thought?
kind of the point, is that Lego is meant to be creative. I guess,
Yeah.
Lego Technic, sometimes, you have some difficulties because there's some specified parts there. But they don't do Lego Technic anymore as far as I know, or if they do, it's like really expensive. I mean, Bionicle were specialized parts, and then they made them into the mini figures that kind of killed my liking for Bionicle because if I want to buy a Bionicle, I want it to have gears so that Pohatu can kick a rock, or so that when you hit the mask of the Bulrock, that the little rubber mask inside comes out, the parasite thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that was cool. And if you're going to make specialized parts, make them have a function and a use. Saying, guess what, we have rainbow Legos is, yeah, you had rainbow Legos in 1995.
Yeah, true.
What are you talking about?
And then
Yeah,
why
like-
create this specific set that's 18 plus all of a sudden?
I mean,
Like, that's-
granted, I'm
Mm.
I'm fine with that bit. At least they're not
they're
targeting
pandering.
stuff like this at kids, because I've always said stop with people trying to force this really offended alphabet stuff on
But that's
kids.
the thing.
Just let them be kids.
People were going batshit crazy because this was set for adults, not for children.
Like, that's kind of like saying, hey, did you know Lego and Bad Dragon are doing a collaboration? You're like, excuse me, miss, what are you talking? What? No.
Whoa there! Whoa! What the actual?
That's like
whoa.
that's like saying, okay, buy this Lego set and you get a side of CBD oil, and I'm like, I'm sorry, did you what? Don't you have to like have a license for?
I mean, yes, but also,
Lego with complimentary weed.
Bro.
Okay, look. Something Lego did recently, which I wish they would do more of, is they released a basic box set.
yes, like that's okay. Like that's super
No,
cool.
That's great. They need to
Yeah,
do more
yeah.
stuff like that.
I'd prefer, like, the sets that say classic Lego. I have a lot of that.
Exactly. Like that's
Just
amazing.
stick
Yeah, I
with
love
your
classic
main
Lego.
seller. Stick with the classics. Don't fall for this left-right crap, if you know what I mean.
Well, with their fucking, LGBTQIXWXYZ fucking alphabet flags or whatever, like, who actually cares about that? No one. No one cares.
Like I say, it's little blocks that you put together to build stuff. Why
Yeah.
do
Well,
you need?
I care about that. because
They're like,
Wait,
Lego
like
is
honestly,
very creative.
Lego, does that mean that when you put that age rating on your toy, does that mean it's technically an adult toy? Because that's a different demographic entirely.
that is. And
So
here's
you
the
can
thing.
build them.
Why drag politics into Legos? Explain
Exactly.
that one. Explain it.
Politics, I've always
shouldn't.
said politics
Ex-
do not belong in the fandom. They don't
No, they
belong in
don't.
Legos even more. It's Lego. Just fuck off.
Yeah, right?
Exactly.
Imagine having Fire Emblem, but it's Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. I'm not buying that one.
Oh, come on, man. The thing, corn pop, okay.
Also, if that comes out, that I'm gonna drop Fire Emblem as a franchise if that
100
happens.
million, billion, 3, 4 million, billion, 100,000 million.
I mean,
Come on,
these
Harris.
new Lego adverts are going to be weird, aren't they? Oh, Jimmy's got a dildo stuck in his ass. Quickly.
Stop giving them ideas.
Your Schwartz is as big as mine. Who knew they were predicting the next Star Wars in 2025?
Classic.
Can your Lego be as gay as my Lego?
UwU Lego.
And notices your blog.
Watch them release a set that is actually just the letters UwU with like lilac for the letters and clear blocks for everything else.
That would be pretty cool. Did you see that Minecraft kind of did that? They
That
had
was-
like a giant like UwU, like
Oh
fucking
yeah.
sculpture. Yeah, you
I
saw that,
remember
right?
that. Yeah, I
gonna be
saw that.
Man, that was
That's going to be the next
nuts.
Lego building stuff, isn't it? Yeah. The
That
next
was-
Yeah, it was
Lego,
cool.
with all this
I
coming
just
out, the
wanted
next
to say-
Lego building blocks is going to build those.
Just wanted to say sorry, guys. That I just had a sudden power cut out, and I'm not using my computer. So, Plan B, get on my phone.
Uh-oh, well, that's not good.
Yeah, I have no ETA on whether I'll be able to get my power back. So, yeah,
Oh, good.
Crap, well, I hope they fix it.
yeah. Just like zip, all my electricity cut out. No, no thingo, no aircon, no kitchen appliances. Ouch.
All right, here we go.
Hopefully it's only for a short time, Joel.
So Noble, what's up? Hang on a sec. You're gonna go
Oh.
through this one, are we?
Stop. Yeah, next. Sorry. I'm a little all over the place trying to get this set up.
Our next article is Disney to introduce interracial homosexual dads and adopted activist daughter of a reboot of a children's cartoon?
Right. That would be
First
the proud-
problem. First problem.
Yeah.
Reboot. No. Individual new IP. What are you doing, Disney? Stop it.
Disney has announced it will introduce a heterosexual, interracial,
Homosexual, isn't it?
homosexual dad and their adoptive activist daughter to its reboot children's animated show, The Proud Family.
Oh,
Right.
no.
And the thing is, I watched the original Proud Family, and it's just it was basically about the life of an African American family, and I like the original one. It was just great, and
The original's
great and
great.
I'm sorry, this seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, straight off the bat, it's just why bother? There's going to be tons of outrage around this, most likely. It's like, is it really that hard for them to just do this exact same idea just with a different name? So it's not remaking something, you're bringing something new.
As far as I know, every Disney reboot has usually failed.
Oh, yeah.
It has.
So it continues on saying the new series titled The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, will feature gay actor that I really order as voices a new character.
Oh, it's like quick,
Yeah. So instead of basically giving what happened to the Little Proud's mother, now we get this. I mean, the Proud Family was about a big family thing. What happened to Sugar Mama and that?
Oh yeah, I remember the original show.
Probably the same as Bluey.
Oh no, not Bluey! Oh, stop it!
The Proud Family was a really good show. It had moments where it was kind of woke even back then, but it was never about. It was never like, hey, by the way, did you know that we're activists and here's the sitcom? It was sitcom first, then like real life issues.
That's a very good point. Yeah, they weren't trying to be activists at that point. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they certainly did throw in a lot of good jokes though in the original.
Yeah, but like they weren't trying to be overtly political,
No,
just
they were
makes me
just trying to
sad.
make it like they're trying to make it like a funny humorous with with like real life situations.
Yeah, of course.
According to Entertainment Weekly, Barry and Randall they are the adoptive parents of Melania. What?
Maya Leibowitz Jenkins,
A 14-year-old activist who is extremely mature for her age and relentless marches to the beat of her own drum. Okay, so
Translation: by extremely mature for her age, she's going to scream at people about what flavor her drink is.
So basically, what we're going to have is like another version of Greta Thunberg, except like less climate changey and
So
you get
I'm
the point.
about which ISIS school she went to.
Right. You wanna have a look at the character designs first? Because goodness gracious,
I hate
I remember the original,
character
but
designs.
oh my god, it just doesn't look like the same as the original.
No, here's the main issue. As someone who's like studying animation and stuff like that on my spare time, none of the characters are uniform. The two on the right and left, the one on the far right and the one on the left, they look like they came from the TV show Bratz. The ones in the middle look like they came from those sort of shorts, or like the Incredibles end credit scenes when they've got like the kind of more 2D cartoony stuff. They're not within the same art style. They're actually, and I bet if you looked into it, you'd find that the one on the right and the one on the left on the outer edges are designed by different people than the people in the middle.
I so want to pick at the fact the black dude's shorter and the white guy's taller.
You got a point there, actually.
Oh, it's just
Sorry.
Plus, not to mention, look, like how much of a departure the current design is from from the old design.
yeah.
Just it just
That's
like
pretty
this one
silly.
just looks like some sort of weirdo, cartoony, realistic mashup. It just doesn't work quite well.
What was that? There was this thing online a long time ago. I was gonna say IMVU, but that's 3D. Zwinky. Do you guys remember that? Seeing those ads everywhere?
Nope.
Oh
No.
That's
I
not-
don't
I've
think
heard of
so.
that.
Zwinky?
Like ZWINKY or KIE.
right?
It's either KY or KIE, and it looks like that. And it was this sort of chat thing. I never used it, but I got ads for it all the time when I was a kid. And it looks like this is anime, right? And it's not. And that's what this
okay.
looks like. This looks like someone saying, "I know how to do anime," and no, you don't.
Yoshi dog, that pic makes me want to puke.
I mean,
I
I
agree.
could see, because it's not uniform. It just doesn't look right. There's just so many things wrong with it.
They're probably trying to copy South Park.
Wrong demographic. Oh, that'd be like if Sesame Street was done in a Family Guy style. Like,
Krebs says, stop catering to the market of the LGBT.
Yeah, we've really.
Yeah,
need to
that's
do
basically what they're doing.
stupid stuff like that now.
LGBTXIXWYZ.
Yeah. Now here's a couple of interesting things as well. Speaking of the LGBT stuff, Noble, if you scroll down to in the article, like just to kind of get a insight on what the series creator was saying, scroll down to the part where it says the series creator Dana Terrace.
Here we go. This series creator Dana Terrace said on Twitter that during development she was very open about her intention to put queer kids in the main cast.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh. Yikes. What?
I understand that. I
No,
understand
I
wanting.
don't understand that. That's gross.
Well, for someone, okay, so I understand wanting to have the storyline told where there's like a child who experiences that they're different from other people, and that happens to be about their sexuality
No.
or something. But that's a very serious topic, and
That's
just being
disgusting.
like it's why we have Love Simon and Love Victor. That's what does that. Those movies are what that's for, and them saying, well, no, it actually needs to be that when you're learning your 1, 2, 3s, you also need to learn your male, female, trans. You're not ready for that when you're a kid.
Okay.
Like there, and actually, as a perfect example, a lot of people who watch The Proud Family and are LGBT, whatever you want to call it, they found themselves through those characters, and those characters' sexualities were never mentioned. Like there are people.
All right, guys.
There are people
Alright, just
who
a quick
talk about like
update,
things being queer coded and stuff. I don't know. It just. Never mind.
Sorry
Go
about
ahead.
interrupting there. I just got my power back, but I'm going to stick on my phone, so that's all.
Oh, at
Well,
least it
that's
came on
good.
quick though.
Yeah, that's all. Other than that, though, I mean, I don't know how this is going to go with the whole, what kind of angle they're approaching, but I have an idea. Okay, no, we'll scroll down to where they said, artist Ricky Cometa said,
Yep.
get this, you're going to love this.
Down.
Okay.
It's just a bit further down. It's near the bottom of the article.
Well, I'm at the bottom of the article.
No, it was a little further. I just saw the piece it mentioned underneath where you see the advertisement.
Oh.
There.
Artist. So, what?
Let me read this.
when Dana first approached me, she said that we're trying to make this Demon Realm part of Disney, which is something I didn't think would happen. All right, bear with me. I'm going to finish this off. We really wanted to make this Demon Realm feel like home and just tried to figure out how to do it, Commander went on to say. It was also said that the writer's room for the show was full of books on witchcraft, witches, and spells to take inspiration from. There you
What?
go.
Hmm.
What?
When did
Right?
Proud Family have to do with freaking what?
Okay,
Yeah.
look, I think these people are probably a little too behind in the, cycle of things. They need to have a child on there that's a drag queen.
Just keep it away from children, please. It's the exact same thing with the Lego situation. Children don't need this. Just let them
No,
live,
they
grow
don't.
up, have fun, and then
There
figure
was-
out when they're old enough to understand. Stop trying to force shit like this on kids.
There was a show. It was like Owl House or something like that, and it was an adventure show about witchcraft, wizardry, magic, all that stuff like that. And the two main characters are girls. I watched a couple episodes. Wasn't really my thing, but I can understand why some people might like it.
Yeah.
Proud Family is not about magic. Has never been about magic. And if you introduce the ability of these characters to fly or teleport, then it's no longer the Proud Family. It is a totally different format. You don't go onto Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and hear another god rejected, as he uses Magatama and Shin Megami Tensei attacks. Like you don't hear. That's not how that works.
Just
I'm
It's
so
like-
angry about this.
That's the
Make
thing,
new
it's like-
shit, you guys. You don't have to keep doing the same thing.
look, something I've come across many a times before. I still watch a lot of documentaries, as I have done for like the last 20, 30 odd years. Every single time it's come up about children getting involved in this kind of adult activity, it doesn't do well for them later on in life.
Right.
This type of thing can seriously screw up children, whether it's small like the LGBTQ plus fiasco, or if it's going like full on ball, basically into the realm of illegal shit. This is not healthy for kids.
There was that sitcom a couple years back that I think like episode 3 or something they got canceled, and it hit so hard that it went on to just all news outlets, not just it went on to everything. And it was about they had some kid like in the show as like in the plot. Obviously this didn't happen because oh my gosh, child endangerment, but the joke is that they went to some like Chinese restaurant where they had like open kitchen or like a hot plate that you cook your food on or whatever, and one of the siblings bet the other one $50 that they wouldn't lick it, and the little kid who was like 5 or 6 licked it. And then the joke was that the child had to wear a piece of BDSM equipment while their tongue was surgically fixed from like 3rd-degree burns or something. And it was like, it was supposed to be funny, and it was just the most twisted shit that I've ever like. I was mad for like a month. And I mean, I get, I can be no, just no.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much all you needed to say is just no. And I think in this one too, it's just when you read that and it's like Demon World. Okay, where is this gonna lead to, huh? Is Disney trying to enforce the Demon World onto everybody, trying to get who's watching the show, the new Proud Family?
Let's not forget Disney is supposed to be a Christian-based company.
Right.
That's gone by the wayside a long
other-
time ago.
And
Okay,
here's the
go
other
ahead, Mighty Red Wolf.
Out now that the same demon world because being gay is demon.
Well, here's
Okay,
the other thing I keep asking
yeah, go ahead.
myself, and I'm asking everybody else this. If they're just going to keep doing all these reboots, they're currently trying to shove the message to our faces, basically, about this. And they're just going to keep rebooting everything from this point on. That's what they've been doing.
Yeah, definitely. Let's read Ralph comment. Crypto creature. Kids shouldn't be worried about grown-up problems. They should be worried about when they should play, when they should hang with friends, when they should play a video game. Yeah, most definitely.
Exactly.
They should be
Agreed.
worried about, oh crap, I just stuck a stick through my leg. Ouch, I need the emergency ward.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing they should be worrying about.
Yeah.
And I think just to Stifle, you wanted to say something?
No, I was just agreeing with that with Crypt.
I gotcha. And the next thing is just to kind of wrap this thing up is I just don't, look at it like who here has high hopes that this is a good a good reboot for Proud Family? I most certainly don't.
It's gonna suck. That's all I'm gonna
I can't
say.
wait to see it flop.
So the fact that I had to wait for you to tell me that it was a reboot of the Proud Family shows that it's so unrecognizable that it shouldn't be called the Proud Family. And that's where I'm going to end my statement on that.
Yeah. All right. So, Avira, he's not here, is he? Did you guys read the last? Did you guys manage to read when I ducked out the that last article that Avira wanted, the satire on?
Oh, what? I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back.
All right, so we're gonna go to the last item just to round out the show.
Okay.
Avira,
Yeah.
Noble, have you got the article popped up? Screen shares. Canada's laugh after vaccine blueprint.
Just going to mention real quick, I actually have to go, but this has been a great stream. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning
Yeah.
in. Anytime, like just drop me a line if you have interested in being on the show or anything else.
All right. Thanks.
Well, this is a very interesting article, and that Canada is talking about how they're going to have or not have furry conventions.
I don't think Canada really cares, to be honest.
I'm going to see if I can do this. Canadians furry community voiced their concern after the federal government's life after vaccine blueprint made no mention when furry conventions could return.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the
This
one.
is
So
isn't it?
It's alarming to me that our leaders have given no indication as to when our furry conventions can return.
Fucking
The
What the
Eagle
fuck?
tells us it says by the fall
right.
week.
So let's read this together.
There was
Yeah.
no expectation mentioned on furry conventions is very concerning to the community. Now the question is, did they ever mention anything about conventions in general?
I think this is just a Canadian one. I mean, first thing you got to understand is look at the news producer, the Toronto Herald, Toronto's least trusted source in news. It's a satire,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you know what? Like FurCons, and other conventions. Let's be real here. Not on the major list of like big events for when life returns after this kung flu shit,
Exactly.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's kind of true because, we're kind of suffering. And, I don't know what the COVID situation in Canada is at the moment. The United States has been a bit, touch and go, right, Avira?
Unfortunately. Yeah.
I mean, it all depends also on because what I've been looking at, staying on the same topic here, is certain states have a certain percentage of people that are already fully vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. True.
It all depends because the thing is, you can't force everyone to actually get their vaccine. Some people don't want to do it.
So just so everyone knows, in Australia currently you have to be 50 years or older to get the actual jab.
It's even enough the same in England, except they have started to roll out to youngers now that they've given most of the 50 plus the double, like the second dose.
Around here, well, here's the thing. Where I live, here in Hawaii, they've already got over 50% of people all vaccinated because they're doing all vaccinations of all ages right now.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a very touchy
I-
subject.
I guess it's like not universal, like all across the world.
No, they're all
Th-
everyone's doing it
there
by
are
their
some
own
country-
ways, basically.
Yeah, right. Like there are some countries, some states that have their own regulations or whatever.
Yeah, federal. Well,
Well,
not
here's
federal,
the-
but
here's
state
the thing.
regulations.
I want to say, like, regarding the whole, convention situation, Australia just managed to host the premier fur convention, Furry Down Under, 2 weeks ago. And, despite all all that risks, because down here, our COVID situation has become, has kind of died down.
Yeah.
And yeah, despite all this, though, so there was no, there may have been some, distancing, but if you look at the first two photos, furries don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like the
come on.
group, yeah, the group photo. Like you got all these suitors just bunched up next to it, all one by one, like tight, and just, yeah.
Well, exactly. Cons are used to spreading AIDS around. Who's going to care about spreading the Rona?
Yeah, definitely.
So the rest of the story reads, other furries, however, are more optimistic the blueprint and believe the guidelines for furry conventions are carefully hidden in the blueprint.
I mean, the thing.
Clarify.
No, that's very this. Yeah, it clearly says family gatherings and indoor sports can resume this year. That's literally describing a furry convention. Says Fluffy Marshmallow, the Midnight Princess. Is the furry community not a family? Is eating out of a very large bowl on the floor of a hotel conference room not a sport? I am very optimistic we'll be hosting furry conventions by the end of 2021.
I mean, are these actual names, or is it just like
No,
non-furries?
it is a satire, my dude.
I mean, like, especially the name earlier, the Eagly the Eagle. I mean, come on, how uncreative of a name can you get? Jolt is now known as Squibbly Squirrel.
That would be true.
Purple nuts.
Like,
Oh God!
Sorry, I had to go there.
nah, it's good though. Like, there is like this satire. There is definitely an element of truth to some of this for sure. Like as much as all satires are based on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, come on, don't get me wrong. Fur cons are they not a family? Like weirdo type whatever family, depending on the size of the con.
You're probably stretching the term family there.
Like, I guess the thing, like, if you've ever been to, come on, like, you get the whole kind of like the vibe. Like, because I know, like, the scene here in Australia is, yeah, definitely has that whole family vibe, family vibe thing, kind of like, well, not, age ratings aside, but rather the community does feel like a family.
You just don't show up at a fur con as a dingo with a child.
Oh, heck no.
Sorry. Puns today, whatever.
Nah, but the thing is, all right, let's just read this last line. A spokesperson for the furry community reminded furries that even if they couldn't attend conventions this year, they are still able to constantly post online about how the conventions are for community bonding and definitely not weird sex stuff.
Yeah, okay,
we've
let's go.
gone full circle.
Yeah.
We have gone full circle, my dudes. We have
What?
gone full circle.
Who said that?
Of course, everyone speaks up as soon as you hear weird sex stuff.
Yeah. What?
He's interested now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I think ultimately, furcons will return when they're, when it's possible to do so. Like,
And
I
they'll
mean,
probably still all be as woke as ever and so bullshit.
Yeah. I don't have high hopes for certain events because, some of the people in charge, you have grievances with their extreme politicking and stuff, but hey.
You don't agree with me.
Yeah, I think, and some of them too, like, I think if you look at Denver, like, they're trying too hard to be COVID safe. The whole, you must wear a mask within a mask. Remember?
Yeah, but haven't they gone against that now? Because they said, oh, if you've had especially both of your injections, then you don't have to wear a mask anymore. So then how are they going to be doing that at Denver then?
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Though.
And they only
Yeah,
letting people
because-
in if they've been vaccinated as well.
Yeah, that's the weird thing is, they're just following the new CDC guidelines. Is if you have both shocks already, you could actually go out without a mask. So where are they going to follow? The CDC or state laws? See, that's the thing. It basically contradicts itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to leave the police officers with a difficult decision about what the fuck to do.
Do they listen to the state or do they listen to the government? See?
I mean,
Yeah,
I'd
that's-
assume that
I mean-
the government would usually take over from the state, wouldn't it? I don't know.
Yeah. You look.
But yet the government runs over states.
Anyway, the thing is with. Like, I think if there's one Furcon just that you kind of want to try your luck in, you might be better trying your luck in Megaplex, Florida, because they've just done away with all these mask mandates and stuff.
What Furcon's going on in August? Didn't know there was
That's the one. Yeah, Megaplex is in August. Denver is happening in August. Although you must be under layers and layers of vaccines and COVID protection to be approved.
I just think selling decontamination suits at this point would probably be a very smart idea.
Hazmat one. Ah, but we can't wear those, remember? Hazmat suits are racist.
To what group are they racist towards?
Right. That's an important question that nobody has the answer to, huh?
Yeah.
Fine, I'll be happy to wear one just to get the reaction. If you can't explain why something is racist, then it's not racist.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't explain it properly and you only split out it's racist because of bullshit,
All right.
then it's not racist.
Okay. So, I'd say that's about that for the week. Wow. It's,
Bit of a weird one.
yeah, I mean, I didn't expect for this stuff to happen, let alone my power cutting out.
Yeah.
If you go back 10 years and try to explain to people about what's going to happen, in the next 10 years, they're going to think you're high on something.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. That's a good point.
2020, oh, there'll be flying cars and stuff. Nope. You're getting
Nope,
locked in your house.
1970 without flying cars, 2020.
Yeah, no,
Look at this.
2020 actually has a freaking pandemic where everyone is
Or how about the times where
too afraid to go outside of their houses.
Or how about
and
the
they're
times
hoarding
they
toilet paper.
don't forget about the time where the Mayans predicted the so-called end of the world.
In
Oh,
2012?
2012 was great.
Pretty sure around 2012, there was a prediction of ending the world like almost every other week, and then every
Yeah,
year,
bro, I
then everyone
fucking
just stopped.
missed 2012.
Yeah.
Y2K was amazing. People were losing their shit. And then
How
it's like,
about-
oh, no, end of the world's going to happen in 2012 because of Mayans. And it's like,
Well, how about when people were saying back in 1999 when the clock struck midnight for 2000? That they said that was going to be where everything screws
Yep,
up.
Y2K.
yeah, that was Y2K.
Yep, that was oh my god.
Now, to be fair, yes, there were a few systems that did go a bit, oh shit, it's 1900, like the Australian police database.
Yeah, it wasn't set for 2000.
No, seriously, I was at a youth center, youth health center, and we had a couple of people come in, and they were like, "I'm supposed to like show up at court in the year 1900."
Okay, but like
paper,
planes
and they brought it
didn't
in.
fall out of the sky, you know?
It's like,
No.
like every single database starts January 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, okay, let's wind the clock so I can go after my trial. Okay, yeah. What? Yeah.
I'm like 100 years late from my court case.
No verdicts. I got away with whatever I wanted to do. Anyway, thing was, so I'd say that's a wrap for this week. Who'd like to wrap up the show with, one little closing statement, one by one?
Sometimes you don't need coffee in the morning.
Yeah. Precisely it. Who's up next? Styfield?
For me, I've just got to applaud Japan with what they've been doing lately. From starting with saying ignore people on Twitter with the stuff in the bio, to then basically telling Hollywood to go fuck itself. It's just beautiful. Keep
Yes.
going, Japan. Keep going.
Yes. All right. Definitely support them. Mighty Red Wolf?
Well, basically, I just want to put this out there for everyone. If anyone ever wants to hear my opinions on anything, just look up my username. You'll find me on Discord, Twitter, like just about, and even Telegram. So if you look up Mighty Red Wolf, you'll probably find me. But if anyone wants, any opinions or or any questions about anything that if they want my opinion on, of course, feel free to come talk to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, drop us a line if there's anything you'd like. Last of all, Avira.
I hope everyone is having a fantabulous night. Hope you enjoyed our show as much as we did making it.
Mm-hmm.
And
As ever.
I hope to see you guys next week.
Yeah, as ever. Our episodes are available on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, BitChute, and more platforms further down the line. And of course, thank you all for listening in, and we enjoyed making the show. This is us signing off for the week. Farewell, and until next time.
Laters.